For every high, there is a low. Yesterday, all day long, we had the lights turned on. Of course, we seen the chemtrailing that was happening, and this is the results of said chemtrailing. Cloud seeding, geoengineering, terraforming, whatever you want to call it, it is all artificial. And speaking of artificial, a little bit of a rant. This is an example of how our government helps the U.S. citizen. I am under the situation and circumstance in life to where I have not been able to be employed in 5 years now. I've been fighting for Social Security disability and workers' comp because I was injured on the job. I have had piss poor representation from the law firm that I was going through. I revoked them from representation over my disability claim. They decided to pick up the workers' comp case because they were telling me that they were so sure that I had an ironclad case that I'd be able to win benefits. 5 years later, and I'm still having to resort to government help, which is nonsense. Our current administration is more involved in spending billions upon billions of wasteful taxpayer dollars to fund a nonsense war or supposed war. They are helping criminal, illegal immigrants into this country. And where am I at as a U.S. citizen? I have to go as cheap as possible, stretching the penny daily. And so what do? I enroll in a government program known as ACP, which is through Straight Talk Wireless, and I'm going to show you screenshots as evidence of what I went through this morning and what I've been going through. But this is to make my monthly data plan a bit cheaper for me. Unlimited text, unlimited calls. Since I enrolled in this program, I have been able to text. I have been able to use data to the point to where I'm uploading videos. But I have had no phone service whatsoever. I cannot make calls. I cannot receive calls. Somebody calls me, it goes directly to voicemail. So I approached the situation this morning through Straight Talk Wireless, and I got a runaround. They wanted me to do the footwork or grunt work of finding out my SIM number and the IME number, and then report it back to them so they could figure out what's going on with my phone. Well, you know what? You have all of my information, Straight Talk. Do the grunt work yourself. This is nonsense, people. This is the country that I live in today. This is the government that claims to be there for the people. What people? Foreigners? Yeah, I'm a little bit irritated. I'm not angry. I do not believe in anger. But I am frustrated and irritated. And it always tends to happen. As I said, for every high, there is a low. And the reason why I am recording this in a vertical format is in order to show you these screenshots that I will be providing. Telling you people, it's not a fun place to call home anymore. People, you need to start making a stink about everything that is not going your way when it comes to these situations as I have described. including this kind of stuff here. I mean, I am, I won't say terrified, but I try to avoid being out in any form of precipitation. I have shown you guys for many years all of the strange anomalies, all of the chemtrailing, what have you. I'm not afraid to speak out. I'm not afraid to point fingers. I am not afraid to name names. Just recording the sky and just watching and not doing, you're wasting people's time on this platform. There are purposes and reasons to put stuff up on these platforms. Make sure you have a realistic purpose and reason for doing so, instead of pumping out a bunch of garbage. Looking up into the sky just to record clouds or maybe even colors. Where is that getting anybody? What is that showing? What is that proving? I am a rebel. I am non-compliant in all forms. Those that have been compliant, I'm sorry, but you got a world of hurt in your future. If you went along with the narratives over the last 2 years and you subjected yourself to complying with those narratives, you're screwed. Plenty of information out there. Start listening to those tinfoil hats. I point out, I back up, and I try to prove everything as much as possible. More people need to take heed to doing the same. I hope you all have a wonderful day, because as you can tell, mine has not started wonderful, and it will not end wonderful. For every high, there is a low. I am a Gemini. I am to expect the unexpected, and I do so. I expect these problems. I expect these situations, but you know what? I don't keep my mouth closed about it. I speak out. Make me proud. Do the same thing.